Hey, what's up, you guys? We're here for our full body deadlift and pull series. So we'll need typical bent over row weight options. We will need your typical deadlift weight options. So these are stiff leg RDLs, heavy dumbbells, barbell, whatever situation you prefer. If you're going heavy today, make sure you have lifting straps. I'm going to grab mine in just a second because we will just inevitably have some back-to-back grip heavy moves, even though we're not doing similar muscle grouped supersets necessarily. So we'll do a pull, a deadlift. Um, we do have kickstand RDL, so three supersets total. We finished with a tri-set. Um, so especially with those kickstand RDLs, we're going right then left. You'll probably need some wrist straps or something to help with your grip. And we will pull in my shallow bench for a hip thrust complex in superset number 3 with our bent over rows. You will need some light options as well. Just one lighter option for reverse fly, which I will go ahead and grab. Pull my bench a little bit closer. All right, so typical hip thrust situation, you'll want that ready to go as well. Whether you're taking this workout to the gym and you use the Smith machine or a heavy dumbbell with a shallow bench, whatever your typical situation is. We're working with wider rep ranges, so this first superset is 12 to 15 deadlifts, and then we alternate with our reverse fly. So I'm going to grab my lighter weights. I'm going to grab my wrist straps, whatever you call them, lifting straps. I did a nice long warm up. It felt amazing. I'm going to get into some inchworms right before we get started, but if you need that prolonged 5 to 10 minute warm up, make sure you're warming up the back as well as the hamstrings and glutes today. This is full body after all. Mains only, not a lot of accessory work, but we still want to make sure we open up the back in our stretching. We've also got some face pulls coming in at the end in our tri-set. So if you're not at the gym or if you don't have access to a cables with a rope attachment, you'll need resistance bands. I have my heavy band and my light one as well. All right, inchworm it out and then we're good to go. Reached up nice and tall. Oh my God, this always feels so nice. Lock it in place, walk it back. All right, awesome work. Feel free to hang here, drop down into child's pose, or go into some rounding. Weaken up the shoulder blades. Get into some cat and cow, whatever you need to do for the next 30 seconds to really warm up the body properly. All right, so 12 to 15 reps. And then we've got 8 to 10 reverse flies, standing, seated, doesn't matter. I'm going to go lighter for this first set because we've got a lot of reps, so I don't want to shock my body. Bring those shoulders down and back. Tuck that chin to chest. Work on the squeezing of those glutes. Hold that squeeze. Then go right into the next rep. Don't just fly into that next rep without that brief pause. Time under tension is way more important than you think. I'm at 12. I'm going to go 3 more. Awesome. Now, I always recommend for form checks with your deadlifts, even squats, moves you're not 100% confident you're performing correctly. Never a bad idea to film or to set yourself up with a mirror. Filming personally for me is the best way, but if you cannot film for whatever reason, then make sure you've got your mirror in the side profile. Try to get one from the front as well, maybe another angle from the back. All right. Cool. Right into the next. I am in my era of doing whatever I can to save my grip. Roll those wrists back. If you need additional recovery, take it, but this is the benefit of a full body working opposite muscles. You don't need as much recovery because we're not stressing the same muscle. Whew, under my ass is on fire. Literally the bottom of my butt is fire right now. I know what you're thinking, like, whew, struggling with 8 pounds. Well, with that super slow controlled tempo, not letting gravity do its thing, kind of like forcing against that gravity to keep control of your pace, especially the negative. That's what really keeps the tension in that area, which is a smaller muscle group. So I'm not going to be like using 20s for reverse flies. It's just not like the nature of that exercise. So I want to make the most of the weights that I am using and really focus on control. All right, this is our last set. How do you want to progress? Last opportunity for a stiff leg deadlift. So maybe you've been stopping at 12. This is the set you push your rep range, or pick up a heavier set of weights and fail earlier. Way to breathe through the shaking. See, even a moderate to heavy weight option, when your form and control is there, and when you're stretching your reps, that level of fatigue is almost the same as it is when I'm lifting like a very heavy barbell. So mix up level of intensity, mix up volume. Your form never changes. Your form never should change, and your macro should stay constant no matter if you're lifting, if you're resting. Your macros stay constant. In your foundation and your lifts stay constant. Out of all of the main compound lifts, RDLs took me the longest to master. And I'm not embarrassed to admit that because it is a difficult move to master. But once you get it, you're so much stronger in your foundation. It's so much easier to get stronger. Okay. Keep those 30s off to the side. We've got our single leg kickstand RDLs coming in for this second superset. I freaking love these. Yeah, I love this move so much. So we're putting about 90 to 95% of our effort into the front leg. What reps we got here? 8 to 10. 8 to 10 reps. Doesn't matter which foot comes forward first. Back leg is soft. Engage both cheeks. Good. Switch. My plan is 10 per side. I might grab heavier weights and feel closer to 8. We'll see. Whew. Shake out those wrists. Little praying mantis. Yeah, I just love that move so much. And to think we still have hip thrusts coming. Yes, we do. Let's worry a little less about weight selection for this last round and more about overall engagement. It's the overall engagement for me that matters. We're going to give our wrists and our forearms and our grip a bit of a break in our next superset. We've got our hip thrust complex. It's 8 full reps, 8 casts, 8-second isometric hold. So that'll be fun. Alternating with bent over rows. So, a cast hip thrust is basically working the top half. So, here's the difference. I'll show you body weight. A full rep is end position, start position. Boom, full range of motion. Boom, boom. A cast is working the top half. So we're not traveling all the way down. And then we hold for 8 seconds. We release. Okay. So I don't need these right now, but wanted to give you that quick demo. So take a couple bodyweight reps to get your feet placement correctly. We're looking for a 90-degree angle. Your heels can't be out here. And you really don't want to be too tight. You'll get into the knees, the quads. Want to be somewhere in the middle. The top of your back, this area, we want to make sure, yes, it's supported, but we're not traveling back. Okay, so just right below those shoulder blades needs a little bit of support, but you want to round those shoulders, okay? You don't want to bring the shoulders back like this, and you definitely don't want to bring the chin and neck back like this. You want to keep chin tucked nicely in the chest. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. And it's not a whatever this is, a booty pop. We're not just curving the back and then straightening the spine. We're keeping the spine neutral all throughout. And even in our casts, boom, boom, boom. Okay, so cues, nice flat back. Don't arch the back. If you feel like you're arching the back, you're going to bring unnecessary pain and stress to your tailbone. And that's not what you want. You're not working the tailbone. You're working the glutes. This first set, I'm going to go dumbbell only. My goal is to make progressions each set. We have 3 sets. 8 full reps. Eight-second hold. Now, awesome job. So if you're working with a heavy dumbbell like this, place your dumbbell on the top of your thighs, not across your like pelvis. Yeah. Barbell should not be across the pelvis. It should be like where your hips sort of meet the top of the thighs. With padding too. So like that's not going to be comfortable. It's going to hurt worse if you're across the pelvis. Or like on your hip bones. So make sure you've got a rolled up yoga mat, a bar pad, whatever you need. Whatever you need for support. Bent over rows. We've only got 6 to 8 reps. I'm at 6. I'm going 2 more. Awesome work. Now, make sure in those bent over rows you're traveling back. We're not pulling up. We're not doing this. We're pulling back, squeezing those shoulder blades. Alrighty. Set number 2 of these bad boys. I'm looking for more shaking, so I'm gonna go a little bit heavier. The shaking is normal. So if you reach that point of shaking, like I did, it's normal. Just means you're working hard. And I will never not love the feeling of working super hard. Woo! All right, we got one more set. One more set. We got this. If your sneakers are sliding, it's normal. Do your best. Your feet are going to slide. They're going to slide when you do a plank. Slide a little bit on this. It's all right. It happens. Do your best. Here we go. Last one, best one. Way to not cheat yourself or your ability. You know you can do more, so do more. When you know you can, just do it, because nobody's going to knock on your door, tell you, hey, it's time to do more. No. Whew. Yep, whole ass is on fire. Here we go. Last little bit of work. Tricep. 3 movements in a row. 8 to 10 reps each. We kick it off with clamshells. So we've got 8 per side, which is basically the same move. We're just switching sides, whatever. So we've got that. Then we jump over to a face pull. Whew, yeah, my body's still shaking. Okay. So 8 to 10 each. We're going to kick it off with our clamshells. Option to keep that bottom hip rested, lifting just the top knee. So that's your one option to modify. Full move with the progression. Little lift. Boom. 2. I'm just going to go 3, 4. 1 down, 2 more to go. Ooh, I'm going to start with the same side I originally started. Yeah, equal rest is a good idea for adductors. Feel free to modify anytime. Last set, best set. Here we go. Last little water break. If you weren't sure if you could do hard things, this way? Whatever. If you weren't sure, you just did. You just did something hard with intention. Nobody goes into a workout thinking it's going to be easy, but a lot of people do just go through the motions. So don't get it twisted. You have choices. You can go through the motions, picking up weights you know you can lift, and never challenge yourself. You can absolutely do that. And nobody would ever know. Nobody would ever know but you. And you can convince yourself all day long that you're making progressions, even though you're not. And then you can sit back and say, oh, I'm working so hard. There's a difference between working hard and going through the motions, expecting to just get a trophy for showing up. Getting a trophy just for showing up is not real life. So to those who intentionally challenge themselves, you did something hard, you knew it was going to be hard, you went through it anyway. You didn't avoid it, you didn't try to go around it, you went right through it. That creates growth, that creates change. Go hydrate, eat, stretch, move, slay the rest of your day, and I'll see you next time.